Hello everybody and a very well welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. How are you? Welcome to Tuesday. I had to check myself then because it is Tuesday, isn't it? It's my Monday though because I've had a long weekend. It's very nice. I had day off yesterday. Hashtag slacker. And I'm back for a launch party, 2 hours looking at some of the biggest launches of recent times. Busy old show this actually because we've got the return of the Craft Club, which I know you guys have absolutely loved. We've also got on the show the Watercolor Fusion stamp collection, courtesy of Sheena, split space dies and more. A little bit later on tonight as well, hopefully you'll join us live at 5 for the countdown to launch, where we will be giving you the heads up on all sorts of brand new goodies. You want launches this month? You've come to the right place. We've got a 2 hour show, might take longer. No, we definitely won't. It's going to be 2 hours. We've got lots. We've got lots to cram in over the course of that 2 hours. And yeah, when you do join us, not only will you get the sneaky peeks and the heads up, but your chance to win during that show too. I must just mention also that we are in the midst of our 7 days of summer. I mean, I wish someone would tell the weather outside. Today, we've got a flash sale on our Gemini Junior machine. That is UK only. And also for anyone who owns a Gemini, we've got a flash sale on all sorts of accessories. So check the web for all of the details there. I'll say a few hellos in just a few moments time, but I've come back into work this week and I'm delighted to say my crafty bestie is over the other side of the studio looking very, he's looking very sun-kissed and very smart. Is that a new shirt and a new tan, Craig?
Well, it's a relatively new shirt. It's definitely a new tan, and it is legit Scottish tan. Although it is enhanced a little bit by the TV makeup. But yes, it is legit. But no, good one. River Island, thank you very much. Pulling that out again, thank you very much. River Island in the UK. I might just clip that and send that to them. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. Can I just say, it's not countdown to launch.
No?
Countdown to Christmas!
Yay!
Couple of items not Christmas later on. The rest of them are all Christmas launch. We've got a Christmas launch tomorrow.
He messaged me earlier on going, I'm wearing a Christmas jumper later, so I've brought my Christmas jumper in as well.
Well, I thought, you know, certainly the studio and that can get hot and it's still only July, but I thought, well, it's a countdown to launch, countdown to Christmas, 176 days, so let's get the Christmas jumper out. And before we go back to Ben, of course, in the UK, the Junior's back.
Junior!
Yay! You know how much I absolutely love the Gemini Junior. Of course, I love the G2 machine, and it's an incredible machine. But for those that watch us on a daily basis and have done for a while, you know my absolute favourite is the Gemini Junior. So if you're in the UK, check out the website for the great deal of the Gemini Junior, 25% off. But let's just quickly have a look at what we're going to be looking at when it comes to launch party. We've got the split dies. This is the first time I'm going to be working with the split dies. We've also got the Watercolor Fusion.
Beautiful, these.
I'm going to mix it up a little bit, Ben.
Are you?
I'm going to do maybe, you know, what Sheena didn't intend it to be used for.
You'll be in trouble.
Then we've got a couple of the craft clubs. So I know that you and Debbie looked at one of them last week. We're going to have a look at a few others, but then we've also got some stencils as well that I might start to incorporate. That's just a smidge of ideas when it comes to what we're going to be looking at in launch party.
Looking forward to it. As always, we are live and interactive, so feel free to ask those questions, send in those comments, let us know what you're looking forward to on the countdown to launch / Christmas a little bit later on. Maybe you'll join us in wearing some Christmas attire this evening. But we've got Radical Rachel on the socials. We've got Anne Marsden saying hi. Hi.
Hi.
Margaret is in saying good morning all, happy crafting. Same to you. Sandy Borek says good morning all from Smock, PA.
What a nice place.
A nice PA, a nice place, you say?
Yeah.
Smock.
Smock.
Have you been there?
No, but it sounds nice.
Smock.
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 It's a nice word, that, smock.
It is a nice word, isn't it?
Smock.
Yeah.
Smock.
Smock. Producer John said, stop saying smock. Do you know what I said earlier on? I started talking and I thought you were there and you weren't there. Do you ever write down a word and you look at it and you know it's the right spelling, but the more you look at it, the more it looks wrong?
Yeah.
I wrote down the word today, shop. Mm-hmm. Shop, S-H-O-P, shop. And I was like, what is that word? Yeah. Shop. It just looked weird.
It's funny, yeah, I've done that, but I've also done it, you know, like a simple word, smock. And you just you think of how you say it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what word? What word? It's as if you're looking at your spelling like, that's not right, but it is.
Smock. Smock. I like the way you say it as well. Smock.
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 Smock mini penny.
Oh, before I just say a few more hellos, could you please tell your joke that you sent yesterday?
What?
But a joke, it was funny.
What joke?
The one about he's half in, half out.
Oh, yeah. I have to...
This is funny, because you've got to do it with a Scottish accent, though. That's the only reason I'm getting Craig.
What, with my accent that I already do?
Well, that's what I mean. You have to do it, because if I tell it, it's not going to be funny, is it?
So, what do you call a Scotsman with 1 foot inside his house and 1 foot outside his house? Hamish.
Hamish, because it's him.
He's him-ish. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Hamish.
He's hamish. It made me lol. Karen Wells-Sorrell joins us from Kentucky, and Alison Alcalay says, hello, good morning, Craig, Ben, CTV community team, and crafty friends from a sunny NYC. Gaz is in, saying, hello, community team, Ben, Craig, and all the amazing CTV crew, not forgetting my crafty friends. Sherlan Telsford's in San Antonio, Lois in Ohio, Kathy Lear's in Washburn, Illinois. The boys are back in town. That's what she says. Should be fun today, says Karen, with my favourite duo together again.
Aww.
Florence Rowlett Langowski is in from France. Florence, hopefully I said your surname right. I feel like I haven't. And Cat Butt.
Yay! Cat Butt Montrose.
Says, hello, my favourite naughty boys.
Ooh.
Ben and Craig, team and crafties. I'm armed and ready for a spend. Get in, Cat. By the way, top team in the gallery today as well. We have got Jamie, obviously on the 1s and 2s, and steering the Good Ship Craft today. Big Pop! Big Pop's in. He's just sort of keeping his eye in, you know. Nicola's up a little bit later on. We've got all the top team in today. And Chazelle says, good morning all. Spent my pension allowance this morning on loads of dyes. Can't believe how much they are going for.
Have you seen the website, Ben?
I have seen the website. Bonkers, isn't it?
Gosh.
Yeah, I saw some people yesterday in the comments saying that they'd saved so much money.
It was like 300 quid, 400 quid. It was crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Have a look, 7 days of silliness for our 7 days of summer. Now, Watercolour Fusion, we've got 88 opportunities left to grab the stamp set. What I will tell you, and it's quite nice today actually, so Craig is going to be looking at these in perhaps a different way to how Sheena looked at them when she launched them last week or the week before last. If you are somebody who's already picked these up and you've got the magic pad, as I was calling it, we do have a little VT we're going to show you later on of Sheena using that. Because I think that's the lovely thing about a set like this, Craig, is that you've got such a beautiful set of stamps that I'll go through. And yes, you know, if you've picked up that pad, you can create that kind of illusion of, you know, unbelievable watercolour, but actually if you do want to use them as is, which you're going to do, it's just a beautiful set of florals that you can get crafting with. So this bundle brings you all of those. You're going to get in here, I mean, everyone's favourite florals. You've got the chrysanthemum there. And it's lovely again that you've got all of those different bits and pieces if you want to stamp, and then maybe you want to trim these out, layer these up, you can do. And I also quite like the fact that you've got the little name of the flower in stamp form as well. So that's your chrysanthemum. You've also got in there your foliage fillers. So all of your beautiful leaves. You've got the peony in there too. You can see how she's kind of incorporated all of those favourite florals that everybody loves, and just beautifully done again by Sheena. You would expect nothing less from her. The images are absolutely stunning. This is lovely as well. So we've got kind of like your garden florals. Then you've got this set of wild florals as well with cornflower. You've got your foxglove in there. You've got beautiful lavender in there too. Daisy and wild rose in this final set. And then you get all of your sentiments in there too. Some really big, bold sentiments in there as well. I mean, so big, even I can read them. Happy birthday, enjoy every moment, blooming beautiful, lots of love. And then you've got some little verses there as well. So you could potentially have like your bigger sentiment on the outside of your project versus on the inside. Also within this set, you get your pad as well, don't you? So your watercolour pad, which comes with a selection of blank watercolour cardstock, but then you also got your images within there as well. It is called Completely Composed and top-notch, real Premier League watercolour cardstock you've got in here, as Sheena was showing you last week. All of that with a 10% saving, £67.94 or £87.72. All of those items, again, available for you individually on the website, but there are only 88 chances left to buy that collection if you want to go for the whole lot. If you want to go for the accessories, we also have that available for you too. So this includes that watercolour palette, 48 colours within your watercolour palette. And again, absolutely exceptional results you can achieve with this. I'm sure, again, later on, we look at that video with Sheena, you'll see her using this. You've actually got a mixing palette built into the tin, but we give you a separate mixing palette with that as well. You also get within your set your 5 paint brushes. You've got sizes 0, 3, 5, 8 and 10 within that set. And then I think one of the finest spray mister bottles you are ever likely to get your hands on. It is absolutely incredible and actually holds a lot. And also I saw a lot of people talking about this when we did launch it, saying that they've got their hands in it already and they absolutely loved it. So it is the best mister that they have ever used. £44 or £52.80 is the platinum price on that one. And again, all of those items are available for you individually too. Hi Rebecca Dancer, who says, hello Ben and Craig, I got the foil press out and making Christmas cards to join in the festivities. Yesterday I spent 55 and saved over 420. What did you buy? That's bonkers. Was it all dyes or what? Let us know, please. I need a full itinerary of what you bought. And Amanda says, I spent nearly all my birthday money on your fantastic offers, although I'm keeping a little back for Christmas. Cannot wait. And as we go over to Craig, quick question, which I know he'll answer swiftly before we get on. Janice has just bought some gilding flakes. Yes. What glue does she need to use?
So if you're wanting to use your stamps, you're going to need a Stays sticky glue. So therefore you can apply it to your stamp, press it down and the image will stay sticky till you put the flakes on. But if you're just wanting to add accent detail onto your card or your projects, our tacky glue works. You can also use your red liner tape, your double-sided tape. But if you actually want to use it with your stamps, you're going to need a Stays sticky glue.
Lovely. Keep the questions coming, keep the comments coming. What have you shopped for? I feel a bit out of the loop with all of the great deals, so fill me in, please. Right, so Craig, you want to have a look at the Watercolour Fusion stamps, but you're going to do something a bit different to what Sheena showed us, aren't you?
Yeah, so it might not be different to a lot of people from what we already do, but compared to the idea and the concept that Sheena had when it come to this set here. Let's look at some finished samples, because these have all been made with that magical ink pad. Now, I believe, if I'm right in saying, it will be coming back in stock.
Yes.
So, you know, if you want to get a hold of the stamps, you can do that, and it will be coming back in stock. But these have all been made with that magic ink pad. Now, with all of these samples here, it's giving you that look, it's giving you that feel as if you've created the imagery, you've painted your own watercolours, but without the outline line. Yeah. Now, you could do that before, Ben, but you would have to use a very, very, very light grey or a very light blue to give you that look as though the line is missing, although you could still see it every now and again. This one here has been using that pad, so is this one here. So the pad gives you a very faint line. It doesn't disappear, but it gives you a very, very faint line. So it gives you that ability to then watercolour inside all of the lines. These have all been made using that pad. But then if we go in to the actual stamps themselves with that watercolour palette, absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. But these stamps are the incredible top quality photopolymer stamps. There is no reason whatsoever that you can't still do your alcohol colouring or all your other water-based colouring. So I thought, do you know what? Sheena's showed you so much. We're going to have a look at a video with Sheena shortly where she's used the magic ink pad. But let's just go back to our waterproof ink pad. Yeah. Let's say you want to use your waterproof ink pad, your Noir Black, your Flagstone, your Pebble, your Rustic Brown. You can absolutely do that. So nothing changes. It's water-based, so you're still going to want your watercolour card, Ben. So I've got a little bit of our watercolour card. Still use your smaller platforms, use your rocker blocks. Nothing like that changes. The only difference is instead of using the magic disappearing ink pad, I'm going to use our waterproof. So that's still going to keep the image, because some people do like to have the image to be seen. Yeah. So we're going to go in with the peonies. Now I'm still going to be using my watercolour palette as well. So let's go and then let's take that one here.
They're gorgeous stamps as well, these, aren't they? I mean, they would be with them being Sheena.
Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The way that they've been designed, the way that they've got the detail within them, absolutely phenomenal, of course, from that incredible artistic mind of Sheena. So let's just bring a few of these in. Now these ones here, Ben, they're not going to be like full demos. These are like technique ones, because I didn't want people to think, oh, well, Craig, either the ink pad's out of stock at the moment, or I don't always want to use that ink pad, magic ink pad. There's nothing else that I can do with them. Of course there is. Absolutely. You can still do your heat embossing, your alcohol colouring, your water-based colouring, all your different water-based techniques and effects. Use your stay sticky glue and then your gilding flakes and that as well. These are still the incredible top quality photopolymer stamps. So it's not as if you can't use them for any other purpose. So I've used my Flagstone waterproof ink pad, and I'm going to go in. Now with the leaves, I would at home with a little bit more time, I would do a little bit of masking with my masking sheet, but I've just popped 3 down so we can show you how you're going to do your colouring. And then I've got our water brushes. Now the good thing with our stamping platform is we miss any bits, we can go straight back down.
That's it.
I'm not applying any more ink. I know I say this quite a lot. I'm quite confident and comfortable knowing that I've got a full coverage of ink on that. So if it's not there, it's still got to be there. So I don't want to reapply with more ink and over ink. So I'm just going to go back.
That's a really good tip, actually.
Well, you just don't want to over it. If I lift that now, Ben, and I'm still missing, then I'll be like, I know that I have missed a little bit of ink. So there we go, full image there. If I'd reapplied that with ink, that would have been darker in some areas. It's not the end of the world, but if you're comfortable, you've covered your stamp in the ink, then of course, if it's not on your card, it'll still be on your stamp. So I've got my image all good to go. We're going to go in with the brushes. Now these sizes have all been picked by Sheena. You've got your 5 different sizes. When it comes to the magic ink pad, I know that she recommends going in with the larger brush, but because we're going to go back to our water-based colouring with our waterproof ink pad, I'm going to go in with the next size down, which is number 8. And then we're going to go in. Oh, they're just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. You've got your kind of palettes already in place. If you're going to go for the accessories, you've got, I mean, how funky is that?
It's the funkiest palette ever, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Even just on the coffee table or something like that, a little bit of home decor. But we've got that in there. And then I'm just going to come in with, let me work it that way, and then let's go that way. So I've just got some water here, Ben. So what I'm going to do now is if I'm using sparkle pens, aqua pencils, anything like that, I'm going to go in, and then I'm going to go, and we've got our kind of swatch here. Now this is in the order of the actual palette. I would recommend create your own swatch on a bit of watercolour cardstock, because the actual coloured print is going to be a little bit different than what it's actually like on your cardstock. So a little bit of watercolour card and just create your own little bit of a swatch. And then I'm just going to go up and I'm just going to ladle that on in here. Now don't worry about too much, because just leave that to dry, and then you're just going to reinvigorate it again with some more water.
That's a good word.
It was. Where did that
You
come
saw
from?
the dictionary over the weekend.
Shocked myself on that one. Where did that come from?
Reinvigorate.
Reinvigorate.
Wowee.
Reinvigorate. Oh, I had no idea that was coming.
You should have seen his face off camera. He said the word and he sort of went like this. He went, reinvigorate. What?
I was like, genuinely don't know where that came from. So we're going to go in now. So at least with this one, if it dries up, you're just going to reinvigorate it.
Yeah, word of the day.
With some more water. Now I'm just going to go onto here, because you can start. I'm not going to go all the way down, because of course I want to be using this. But this is where you're going to get all your different shades. So we can go in, and then I'm just going to work my way in. It is water-based, so then that means we can start to pull the colour out, we can drag the colour out, and that little bit that I've gone on with my little brush here, you'll see that I'm going to be able to keep going and going and going. I'm just going to keep working my way round, And then what we can start to do is draw that colour out. But what it's also going to do, it's going to give it that little bit of time to dry, so I can come back in with a little bit more of the heavier tone to start to create that depth in that shade. So I'm just going to pull that out. I'm going to then, I'm just going to clean my brush, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take what's already there, and then I'm just going to start to pull and drag that out so we can start to build up that shade. So we're just going to carry on going in, pulling, working. So you can then start to take, you know what you've learnt from Leanne from the Academy of Colour?
Yeah.
And curves and the angles and the roundness and cylinders, etc., etc. This is when you can start to take what you've learnt from Leanne and the Geotip aqua pens, the pencils, and then follow that through when it comes to the watercolour palette. But then I might want to go back in. I'm just going to take a little bit of that deep tone off, and then we can really start to go in here, start to build up that strong depth. Where you're going to have some deep tones, we're going to go in, creating that highlight, work that in, just going in section by section. And I always do say that when it comes to colouring, I personally recommend start off with watercolouring, because it's very, very forgiving. You get too much, pull the colour out with water. Not got enough, start to add like I'm doing now. Love my tri-blends, you know I love my tri-blends, but with that being alcohol base, within seconds that alcohol is evaporated, and then it's very, very hard to blend and build, whereas you can start to get that confidence with the watercolouring by adding and pulling out. And that's just what I'm going to do at this point here, Ben, is start to pull that out.
And I think as well, like, the value here is incredible when you consider all of those different colours that you're getting in the palette, all of the different, like the gradation of colour that you can get with each of the 48 colours that you've got, and then all of the colours that you can then create with the 48 colours that you've got in there. I mean, I can't say that it's endless amounts of colours, but it isn't, because it isn't, but it is a huge amount of colours that you can create. I'll read a few comments, but it's nice to see you actually painting from a palette as well, because I know you paint, I know you colour, you know, normally perhaps with like things like your aqua pens that you take down onto your glass mat and use that as your palette. But is this something that you get to do a lot of, you know, normally, like colouring from a watercolour palette, or not really? Not really.
Not really, no. I have to be honest. I love it. But I very, very rarely have time. And not only that, it's not something that I do a lot because, you know, I always go to die cutting, I always go to embossing. And it's not because I don't love this. I absolutely love it. I love just sitting and, obviously at home, sitting, stamping, doing my watercolouring. But again, it's just purely about time. So for myself having the luxury, you know, I was on Hobby Maker in the UK the other day with this collection, and having time to do it on Crafters TV as well. It's just nice. It's nice to give me that time to go in and do a little bit of colouring. It's just nice. Work that in. And that's why I want to show you as well, Ben, how you can absolutely use your other ink pads. You don't have to use that magic ink pad.
Just whilst we're watching you again, a few lovely comments coming through. Karen Carter says, I missed yesterday's shows as it was my 50th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Karen. You say, I was travelling for our holiday. Where did you travel to? Where have you gone? Let us know. We're nosy here. We are, very nosy. Jinx, producer Johnny. Jinx.
When did you get your teeth done?
Not long. Week on Saturday. I'm off.
Great.
Off to Turkey. No, I haven't been to the dentist. I've just got nice teeth, everybody. I've got nice teeth. Put them in first thing in the morning, take them out last thing at night. Rebecca, dancer. What was that, Johnny? A clip what? A clip of what? On TikTok of a dog. It's got this dentures in its mouth. That is brilliant. Rebecca says, I got 60 dies, including the illusion ones, the decorative nesting dies, Bella Luna dies, confetti dies, Sheena stamps and embossing folders, all for under £1 each. And I got the Gemini bag templates. Kirsty D says, Woohoo! My first Christmas stocking bundle has come. And if you're wondering where all of the magic pads have gone from this collection, Rachel Burkett says, morning to the fantastic duo. Hello.
Hello.
You say, I bought this collection as soon as I saw it. I also got 12 of the disappearing ink pads.
Wow.
Going to use it for my first craft class and I can't wait. Honestly, producer Johnny's just saying in my ear there were thousands of those disappearing ink pads, and Rachel, not the only person who multi-ordered on those, because the effect it creates is incredible. Really incredible. Hi to Diana, who says, hi from beautiful New Hampshire. I'm loving this demo. Pat Demerer says, with no plans for the July the 4th holiday, I think I'm going to start playing with colouring once again. Craig, thank you for the inspiration.
You're more than welcome. You are more than welcome. It's just a little bit of a different take as to what Sheena does. Because I don't want to say the word put off, Ben, but I don't want people to think that you have to use the magic ink pad or the stamps are a one-use wonder. It's Sheena, it's photopolymer, so you can absolutely start to get creative and do all the other techniques that you want to do.
And just a question coming from Diane. Thank you, Diane. And by the way, keep these coming. We love it when you ask questions. She says, is this the same technique you use for the shimmer water ink? So is it the same what you're doing with the palette here that you do with those?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can use the palette with that as well.
Right.
You can use the palette with your anything water-based, your aqua pen, wherever as Ben said, usually you see me doing it onto my glass mat.
Yeah.
Whenever you see me do anything on the glass mat with the pens, then you can then start to do it with the palette as well. You've got that option. Yeah.
And it's nice, as you say, with this, and the fact that if you want to mix into the top of the tin, you can do that.
You can
but
do
also
it.
You've got your, as you described it, it's a very funky palette, isn't it? It's a really cool looking palette.
Very, very funky palette.
So you've got plenty of plenty of opportunities to do your mixing with. It may well be, because of course you've got the mixing palette's available individually if you want, but you have got that bundle with the watercolours, with the mixing palette. You get your fine spray mist bottle and of course all of the brushes. So the brushes that, one of the brushes that Craig's using is in that set. So you've got kind of very fine, right up to your sort of thicker brushes within this set, 0, 3, 5, 8 and 10. So great for your more sort of detailed application. And then you've got your thicker, wider brushes included in there as well. So all of that is included in your accessories bundle.
And they were all size picked by Sheena.
Yes, they were.
She went through to get the best size ones for it to work with, or work best with all the different florals. Because it's about just building up your own bouquet. You can start to build up your own bouquet, your own flourishes and that. That's why all the images themselves aren't necessarily full florals. It's all about you building up, either use them individually here or building up. Now, if you're doing what I'm doing here and you're wanting to mask, then of course using your mask and roll or your pebble drawn gum is a good way. Once that magic ink pad's installed, or if you've already got it, you don't have to worry about masking tape or masking paper bed, because you just stamp and overlay and then you just colour in what you need and then use your heat source to then disappear that ink.
Okay.
I'm just going to finish off here, Ben, just so you can see. I could keep going and going and going, but just showing you. If you still want to then just use your waterproof ink pad, you can do, and then you can of course use your alcohol pen. You're going to use your Nina card, your alcohol-based ink pad, and then you can do your alcohol colouring as well.
It's incredible. And I also think too, do you know what, if you are just someone who loves to stamp and loves to colour, you're just getting, aren't you, an absolutely beautiful set of florals created by the fair hand of our very own Sheena. Just a few more comments. Sandy says, I've got the Shadow Mark pad and stamps and I love them. Just got my shimmer watercolours this week, so I'll be trying them out. Yeah, and absolutely, same sort of techniques that you can do with those that you can do with the watercolour paints that you've got in this set. And Karen Carter says, I ordered from the 10 for 10. I got 20 items plus 2 others from the sale. I paid £22.50, saving over 120.
Wow.
Happy days. Can you please keep those comments coming through, please? Like who's like saved the most since we launched this. Rodella says, I have so much fun, or had so much fun, shopping the 10 for 10. And Karen Carter says, I absolutely love this collection from Sheena. I may have to order. If you want the full collection, I would say don't hang around, because we have got less than 80 of those now remaining. And if you want that shadow mark, or the magic ink pad as I call it, just hang fire, because that will be back in stock before you know it. Now, lovely to have, of course, Craig's take on this collection, but the genius behind this collection was in just a little while ago. Yes, we call her Watercolor Yoda, she is. And here she is working her magic. For all of those of you that managed to pick up that shadow mark pad, pay notice here, because this is Sheena in her absolute element. We'll meet you back here in just a bit.
So the wild roses on the daisy and roses set here. So that's the one that you're going to use there. So this little wild rose here. So I've got that on the rocker block. I have got the magic ink pad, and I'm just going to ink that up. Thus. Loudest stamper in history, absolutely. And then, oh, just Leanne Raven. Well, we're just both like quite like not exactly quiet people, are we really? Let's face it, Leanne and I.
In stamping or in life.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So I've got that there. Then I'm going to now. This is the again. You know the thing is there's no masking. There's no using like a masking fluid. There's no paper masking, drawing gum. It's just fun to do. You don't have to worry about if one bit overlaps another. You just paint the bit you want to paint. So,
just whilst you're popping that down as well, I'll ask you a question which Celie said.
Sure.
The difference with these paints compared to the paints that were for the light and dark cards, so the difference between these and the shimmer palettes, I suppose?
Absolutely, completely different.
Yes.
Different completely. These are artist quality watercolours. So these are your traditional watercolours. They have no bling in them. They have no shine. These are your, centuries old, tried and tested. If you're going to sell, to put on a wall, if you think of all the great watercolour artists in the past, your Beatrix Potters, your people like that, this is the kind of paints they would be using, this kind of watercolour medium here. That's what you're looking at here. It's real traditional watercolour. So, and that's what you're learning. It's fantastic. So what I'm doing is I'm just stamping the leaves here from that wild rose, and then I can go in and pick some let's put a little bit of this gypsophilia here.
Oh, gypsophilia.
Yes, I was saying, I think I might call myself gypsophilia for my posh name. Hello, gypsophilia Douglas here. Stamping with gypsophilia, darling. And we'll pop a little bit in there, just to give it a little bit of extra. See how I'm just, not worrying again about masking. I can pop a little bit in amongst that again, so that I can decide if it's going to go behind or above that one. And then I might put a little trailing element coming down here with the longer thing. And it looks a mess, but I'm not worried, because when I heat it, that's the thing you got to get your head around, that, as a stamper, it's fine, chill, don't worry, pay it, never no mind. Because when I put the heat gun on it, I'm only going to get what I want.
That's exactly right.
Right, that looks a nice little display there. So now I can get my watercolours into the mix, and next, when we do the 2 hours, I'll talk more about the watercolours and mixing these and how the consistency and everything, what you're going to use. And you see the colour chart I've made for myself.
Always a colour chart is good, isn't it?
You get one with it, Ben, but you really do want to just make your own colour chart. So I want to paint the flower first, because that's the star of the show. I'm thinking of a traditional kind of, a rosy kind of wild rose kind of colour. So I've already got, look at all this colour I already had on my palette here. Probably more than enough here. And I might pop a little bit of a yellowy colour, this one here, into it, just to make it a little bit warmer. Now, what I was saying as well is use a little bit of card. Always check your colour out. Look at that, it's a lovely peachy warm rose now. That's lovely, I really like that. But I'm going to use that really pale, so I think it was a little bit of this, like that, and a touch of that, this one here. Now on your sheet there's names, so we'll do a bit more of that later, but it's got actual names, but I'm just speed painting.
I keep forgetting to say, because obviously you're mixing in the mixing palette that you've got in the tin, but you get another mixing palette on top of that as well, don't you, in the showstopper?
Absolutely, and that one we'll bring in later. I'm just literally trying to just get stuff in here speed-wise, because I know how quickly this ink pad's going, and I'm just a little bit like kind of wary that we need to...
Over 20% of the ink pad's gone now. I'm not surprised, Sheena, because as I say, I mean, you've been in craft a lot longer than me, but even in the 8 years that I've been there, I've never seen anything like this. It's so
absolutely.
clever.
Absolutely not. This is what I've been asking for years.
Yeah.
Because, and being a stamper, that's what I do. You know, can you imagine if someone could bring you, it's like, you know, the one ring to rule them all.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we ever got an ink pad that you can literally disappear, what you could do with that, how that would look, how that would work. Whoa. And then, yes, finally, yes, I couldn't believe it when Leanne sent me this to say, I've sent you a few. We had different colours to start with, which weren't the right colours, and then trying, it was like,
Here we go.
Laugh. Can you see how I just dropped that colour into there, and then you've got that really pretty different shades going on?
Teresa's just asking as well, she says, can I use the Shadow Mark ink with any watercolour paint?
Yeah, any watercolour paints, absolutely. And if you've already got watercolour paints, if you've got a good, I should say, no, if you've got a good set of watercolour
Yes.
paints, that's the problem, because they're not all equal. You know, we said before about the pencils and everything. It's difficult to know what you're buying, and that's not me just doing a big sales pitch on you guys, because it is, honestly, it's like, how do you tell someone how to go out and buy the right paintbrush without saying these are the right paintbrushes? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By giving you the right brushes, by giving you the right watercolours at that price, I know that they're not going to hold you back. You're going to learn watercolour the right way with these products, because nothing there is compromised on quality and ability. You're going to be able to do everything you need to learn with everything that's in this kit.
Yeah.
The watercolours, the brushes, obviously that ink pad, to say no more. It's all there, and obviously even down to that spray bottle, which is, we didn't realise how pivotal that's going to be to the whole thing with your the glycerin for your card that you want to make play a bit nicer with that technique. So what I'm doing, I've just mixed a more bluey kind of green here for these leaves here, and I'm just gonna paint these in a little bit. You know that little bit where I said I might not use that one, I might just bring this one a little bit further down because it goes off the page, so I'm just ignoring that one. Can you see I've made it a bit shorter? And that's everything you can do with that. And you could use a smaller brush. I'm using the biggest brush in the set, and the reason I've managed to do that and not even switch down is because they're such good brushes. Can you see the point on it?
Yeah.
That's a time saver as well. That's meant that I haven't had to change brushes and keep swapping down brushes.
And again, your brush sizes are 0, 3, 5, 8 and 10, so you've got a really lovely
they're fabulous. They're really
size range, haven't you there?
Guess who chose them for you?
Who was it?
That would be me. Yeah, that would be me. Because
Funny that.
The thing is, you know, it's really, again, if I could go shopping with each and every one of you,
yeah,
I'd happily do it. Believe me, I am a power shopper with the right
power shopper, I love it.
Power shopper. Not so much a DIY shop, although if I can find something crafting related,
yeah,
I might be okay. But yeah, I would happily shop with you, but I can't. So the best thing is to work with Leanne and bring you the best quality things at the best price we can, and then you know that isn't going to hold back your results or your learning.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously, whatever I'm doing, I want to get better.
That's
And there's things I do now I'm better than I was, you know, a few years back, and that's the whole point. I think with crafting, if you're not getting better, then it gets a bit stale and a bit boring.
Kathy's just asking as well, will the new Shadow Mark work with watercolour pens?
Pens, yes. I can't see why. I haven't tried it with the Aquamark yet, but there's absolutely no reason why. If you use your Aquamarks like watercolour, you know,
yeah,
when I scribble them onto
your glass mat.
Yeah, absolutely. We have tried them with alcohol markers, Debbie tried them, and they does grab the ink, the alcohol ink.
Right.
For some reason, it doesn't react the same way. Again, because it's all to do with that water-based ink in the that it's formulated from. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a different makeup. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of, let's do a kind of a limey greeny yellow in the middle, just stipple that there.
It's incredible, this, honestly.
And then we'll pop a little bit of maybe a darker green. That's just for speed, because I know we're really running out of time.
Yeah.
And I would probably let that dry a little bit more before I did this, but I know we haven't got the luxury of waiting for that. So I'm just going to do that there now. And then what I'm going to do is we'll dry it, but I would have done another layer on that. We can maybe pick this one up and show you how I would do a little bit more to it.
Yeah. What?
So
Here comes the magic.
Yeah. We'll start with the gypsophilia bit, and this is where you'll realise you haven't painted all the little stems in if you've missed them. Look at the rose.
Look at that, how quickly it goes. Oh my word. My goodness me, this is magic.
Look at that there, that's gone.
Yeah.
That leaf at the bottom, gone.
Sheena, this is insane.
It's so quick, isn't it?
Incredible.
So what you would do then, I don't know how much time we've got, but then you can go and then put a little bit more detail if you want. If you want to then go and just pop a little bit of definition into your petals. If you'd lost a little bit, you can always go back and pop a little bit and do this kind of, because it's your composition, and anything you want to do like that is going to...
This is one of those kits again, and one of those techniques where you look at this now and it's a real leveler, isn't it? A real leveler for even those people like perhaps who would never have dreamt of being able to even attempt to get anywhere near watercolouring like this. You're now on that trajectory, aren't you? Just for this kit.
It makes it accessible to everyone.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what I love, Ben. That's the bit that, this is where my heart lies, truly. This is the bit that when you start sharing, and obviously all these things, and the team are going to be sharing on the inquests as well, you know, all the samples are going to be there. So all what the team's done. But I'm not going to do too much more to that because I don't think I need to.
No.
But that as an impromptu, just stamp it, just don't think about it too much.
Welcome back, everyone. Wasn't that incredible? Thank you to Sheena, and of course you can go back and watch that show in full. Best thing to probably do is subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can see all of the shows, including that one, since day dot. So glad I have my 4 Shadow Mark ink pads already, says Christine Mahoney. And Sandy says, did Craig say the Shadow Mark was coming back in stock? Plans are that we are going to get it back. When are we going to get it back? That's the question. As soon as we hear, you will be the very first to know. I'll definitely be watching this show and taking notes. Says Pat, I don't colour much and I can get overwhelmed, but Craig does make it look so easy, and like he just said, it's a good medium to start off with. Don't forget, if you want to get the collection with the stamps, to show you all of those again really quickly, you get your watercolour pad in there as well, but all of these stamps you will get included in the set. I think we've got less than... We've got less than how many now, Johnny? Less than 70 of these now remaining. You get all of the different sets of the florals, so daisies, cornflowers, foxglove, lavender, rose. You've got beautiful peonies in here. You're also going to be getting your foliage fillers, and then you've got that beautiful chrysanthemum in there too. Plus you get the big set of sentiments and verses for all sorts of different occasions. £67.94 platinum price, $87.72. Individually you can get them, but that's the best value for money to get that full set, and less than 70 opportunities to do so right now. Shaz says, fabulous demos by Sheena, and thank you to everyone who's still telling me about what you shopped in the sale. Shaz says, I got 20 dies completing a collection, I got 20 dies completing a couple of collections and a couple of stamps, and it came to £20.80. I am well chuffed. 20 dies for £20.80.
I just feel like I keep saying wow when you're saying these things, letting Ben know. But yeah, that's epic, absolutely epic.
Next up, talking of epic, split space dies. These are incredible and sort of very, very simple to use, but the effect that you can create, I think, is absolutely brilliant. And look how cool they are. You've got loads of different designs within this set, and the kind of thought here is that you've got the 2 dies to be able to create that split space, and of course it can be as big or as small as you want it to be. Handy that we've given you within the collection, of course, sentiments that you can stamp in between that split space. So this one here is called your Dream Big. All of these again available for you individually. So you've got your birthday wishes and Dream Big. I think that would work quite nicely with things like your boho collection potentially. Ah, great minds. Oh, sorry, I thought you'd... And also your cosmic collection. Yeah. I thought I'd hit it nail right on the head there, but you know, he's doing a cosmic demo. Cosmic, Craig, that cosmic. You're a star. I mean, this will work really nicely with the cosmic collection. Lots of love to you, Craig. Then you've also got your Just a Note, which is all those beautiful florals. I mean, this would work with so many. This would work with so many of our beautiful floral collections. Maybe not with the Cosmic collection. Some paper pieceability in there as well if you wanted to. We've got beautiful butterflies in here as well. And how stunning is that again? Like the scene built in within the actual wings of the butterfly itself, I absolutely love. And of course all the stamps you can use across all the different sets. So pop in your best wishes and happy birthday into the set with the florals on it. It's entirely up to you, and vice versa. Beautiful heart there as well. Again, made up by lots of gorgeous florals just for you and with love. Really, really stunning concept is this at a great price. 10% saving. Platinum price is £36 or $46.40. And we are going to have a look at these with Craig. First up though, he's got some cards to show us.
Absolutely. Let's show you some finished samples. We'll delve into a demonstration of how to use these. But look at these. These are the split. Now, I am going to say this was or come off an idea that Debbie Fisher put forward when it comes to the product development day. It was a slightly different concept, but this is what it comes to. And this is what happens. Sometimes we may put forward a certain idea, and then once it's gone through the thought process, the working out process, the idea is still there, but it's maybe coming to fruition in another way. But you can see the butterfly, you can see the star. So because it's a split, it can be as wide as you want. You know, you can start to have it closer together, but then you can start to create your apertures if you want to. You can then lift the sentiment up if you want to as well. Bringing in your luxury cardstock. It's absolutely beautiful. Bringing in your elongated cards, you know, using them side by side because you've got that split aspect. Or of course, just a little bit of inking in the back. How beautiful does that one look? So I'm going to move that one out the way. Let's dive in. We're going to have a look with the actual, we're going to go in with the moon, and we're going to use some of the Cosmic collection, the papers anyway. Now, I'm going to go in, Ben, I've created my own 6x6 card blank here. Now, here in the UK, we're very lucky that we've got the ability to get so many different card sizes. In the US, it's a little bit more difficult. So if you want to create your own, I've cut 2 pieces to 6x6.
Yeah.
I've gone in at ½ an inch and just created a score line. I'm going to go in with my tacky glue. You can do your tacky glue, your tape runner, red liner tape, whatever you want, and then I'm just going to press that into place. And now that's now given me my full 6x6 base of my card blank. You can do the same with any size and create your own. So before we go into the split space dies, let's do our mats and layers. I've gone in with silver card, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. This one was also from our collection, and I've given it a very, very fine black matte layer. I've then gone in to the 12 by 12 pattern paper of the Cosmic, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, with a very fine black matte layer. That's then going to go into place just here and press that in. And then with the Cosmic collection, I've gone in with that ombre glitter card. Now I've cut that to 4 by 4 with a very fine black matte layer. Now you would think potentially this layer I would go on with foam pads, but I'm not going to, because we're going to do a little wraparound just shortly with our acetate. So before I stick that one on, although I've gone round the edge with my tape runner, what I'm going to do first of all is on 2 sides, I'm going to add some red liner tape, like so. So that's just down the left and the right hand side. I'm going to sit it out the way for now, and then we're going to come in with some black card and some more of this shedless glitter card, just the silver. And let's go in with the 2 parts of the Dream Big. I'm going to go in with the shedless glitter card first of all. Now with this cardstock, with our plate configuration, Ben, I'm going to add in my metal shim. Just because you've got your card layer, you've got your adhesive layer that's holding the shedless glitter card,
Yeah.
and then you've got your glitter. So I'm going to go base plate, I'm going to go in with magnetic shim, metal shim, I'm going to go in with frosted, magnetic, and then top plate. Using the G2, but I'm using the junior plates. If you have here in the UK managed to get a hold of the Gemini Junior, that's in stock just for the UK, but you know it's my favourite machine. I am using the smaller plates. Let's take that one and then let's move it out the way here. So I'm going to move that out the way. I'm going to take that out the way. Let's then take my pokey tool and then I'm going to pop that one out. I am just going to go in. If you've got your die release tool, use that. But it's really, really easy to pop out, even when it comes to the shedless glitter card. But what you're going to find is because we've added in that metal shim bin, it just gives you that nice, crisp, clean cut, even although you've got the layers of your glitter. So you can see there's your top part.
Pretty.
We're going to go in with the next one. Pull that one out. Now with this one, the bottom half, you've got like a little flower, a little floral, and you're just going to make sure that all of those little petals are out as well. So let's take them out, work that around, and then we're going to go in with the last few bits, and we're going to do the same when it comes to the black cardstock. So that's all of those bits. So with these, where I was saying before, you can have the split as wide as you want. So if you want to go quite shallow, you can. If you want to go quite wide, you can do. It's entirely up to yourself. So let's go back in with our dies now. I'm going to go in with some black card, and we're going to do the same again with the two dies, because we're going to do a drop shadow.
Okay.
So let's take our low tack tape again. Because this is our black matte cardstock, I'm going to take out my metal shim. Don't need the metal shim for this one. It's just for a really thick coated card, running that one through. What you'll also find, although I'm using the two dies together, if you use them separately, each of them individually bent, they're going to go through like your really small machines, your mini machines. So don't feel as though you have to use both dies together. You know, you can then do them separately. So if I take them out, move that out the way, and then we've got our black, and we're going to do the same with this one. So if I just pop these little bits out here, and that's them all crisp, clean cut, pop that out, and then I can move that out the way. I'm just going to tidy that one up later on. And then we're going to go in with both of these again. So for this, I'm going to do it so that the silver is on the top,
Yeah.
and then the black is on the base as the drop shadow. I'm going to go in with my tacky glue, my preferred method for the intricate die cuts, but you can absolutely use your dotty tape runner if you want, or maybe your spray. And then let's go in and do our drop shadow for the back, get it close to where we want, and then with our tacky glue, we're just going to give that a little bit of a wiggle. Press that in. If I bring the back of that, we can just start to see that black drop shadow.
Adds so much,
Popping
doesn't
through.
it?
It's little,
Yeah.
but boy, it creates such a visual kind of extra depth to the image. I'm going to do the same with the top part of the moon, and we're just going to do our dots on these fine lines here. If you've got your double-sided adhesive sheets, use them, create
That's
a
a good
sticker.
idea.
It's
Yeah.
a really good idea. And then even use it around the kiddies' room, if we've got a space theme or that when it comes to their bedroom. Take that one off, and then we're going to do the same again. We're going to do our drop shadow. So I never worry about getting it bang on at this point.
No.
Get it close to where I want it. And then because I'm using my tacky glue, I can give it that little bit of a wiggle to get it into place. Move that in, hold, press, grab, and then if I bring that in again, you can now see just with that black drop shadow, that little bit of extra difference that it creates.
And that again is the advantage of using your wet glue over your dots, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Yeah. They both do a great job. The only thing you need to keep in mind when it comes to your dotty tape runners, pretty much once it's stuck, it's stuck.
Yeah.
As long as you don't press too hard, you've got a little bit, I'm not going to say wiggle room, you can prise it away.
Yeah.
But with your tacky glue, you've got that wiggle room. And then I've gone in, because I'm going on to a kind of coated card, a colour card, it's going to be harder to stamp direct onto that. So a bit of white, 3.5 by 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to put my discs in. Let's go in for Dream Big. Seeing as we've got the moon, which, as you said prior, this would be really good with things such as that boho effect, if you want to, or those colours. But I did also think with the cosmic collection.
Definitely cosmic, yeah.
So let's centralise that. I'm going to go in. Now, Ben, this is a new stamp that hasn't been used before. So what I'm going to do, just with the translucent clear ink pad, I'm just going to kind of prime the cardstock, and then I'm going to go over the top with an alcohol proof. You don't have to do that every time. I just like to do it once, the first time I use a new stamp. It's priming your card. It's going to give you a nice, crisp image without it being bubbling. And then we've got Dream Big.
So next time you just stamp with your ink, yeah?
That's it, yeah. Don't need to prime it. So let's start to build this together here. So I'm going to come in to my, so where's my red liner tape, side by side, here and here. So I'm going to have a look, first of all. I'm going to go in, yeah, happy with that. So let's take our glue, once again, or your dots. We're going to work that one around. I'm going to press that into place here, hold that in. I'm going to do the bottom half as well. Work along like so, dots, dots, dots. I'm going to add that into the base here as well. So I'm going to hold that in. Let's move that so it's relatively straight. So I'm just going to press. Let's hold that in. Let's go in with Dream Big. I'm going to keep that flat as well because we're going to come along with a little bit of acetate. We're going to position that.
Perfect.
We're just going to hold, because it's your shedless glitter, the ombre shedless glitter, just need to make sure that it's grabbed. I'm going to go underneath here because I've still got a bit of tape. Let's just wiggle that back in. And then what I'm going to do is if I take my red liner tape, so if I take that off, bottom part of my moon's just popped off, so we'll pop that back on here. Let's bring that, do you know what I will do? Let's add a little bit of extra tape, just with the dots. So the dots will grab, and then the remaining glue will start to dry into all of the grains of the glitter card. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a wrap of acetate. So I've just made that about 2 inch bigger or wider, and then I've scored it 1/2 inch at each side to create that wrap. I'm going to then come in with this one here. Let's add our tape all the way round, and we can position that into there, and then there we go. No gems, no embellishments. You can if you want to. You've got your acetate dome there, but then we've got the moon with the Dream Big.
That's what you call time to perfection, #profesh there from Craig. If you want those split space stamp and dies, £36 or $46.40. Everything you're getting here in that bundle is the easiest way to buy it if you love the lot. And again, if you just want to go for individuals, then you can do that. But this one is called Just For You. You've also got your beautiful butterfly in there, which is the Butterfly Wishes. You've got the floral notes. I really love that one, actually, with those beautiful flowers making up that gorgeous circle. You've got this one here, which is that star, You're a Star. And then lastly in the bundle is Dream Big. All those stamps, all those dies within that 5-piece set, the 10% saving. And then, of course, on top of that, you've got your platinum discount. So if your platinum is £36 or $46.40. And lots more to come in the second half of the show. If you have just joined us, welcome along to Tuesday. My name is Ben Moseby, you're watching Crafters TV. Another hour of fun and inspiration over this launch party, where we're having a look at some of the recent launches here on Crafters TV. That's what launch party shows are all about, kind of bring you a bit of a heads up if you've missed any launches. Also, if you did get the launches first time around, hopefully bringing you some more inspiration and ideas that you can be working with. A few more hellos, and thank you to everyone who's telling me about the sale that you're shopping. We've got our 7 days of summer sale. Today's deals are incredible. If you are after a Gemini Junior here in the UK, we've got a flash sale on the Junior. Flash sale! It's £112 before your club discount. So if you're platinum, another 20% coming off that. You could do the maths on that, but that's going to take you under £100 for a Gemini, which is incredible value. And also for anyone who owns a Gemini of any sort of shape, size, sort, design, we've got accessories on a flash sale as well, so do have a look on the website for all of that. Talking to people who shop the sale, Lynn says, yesterday I bought 70 dies for $77.71, and I saved $366.
Wow.
I got a lot of sentiment dies, cluster dies, cosmic collection dies, honeysuckle dies, illusion film dies, and others. $366 saving. That is bonkers. Can anybody beat that? Has anyone saved any more than that? Let us know in the comments. And it's not a competition, but I'm really, really interested to know. And I love it when you tell me how much you saved as well. It makes me feel happy. I'm glad Craig used that die, says Rosalind. I wanted to see the size up close. And Ash Cambo says, I keep buying, but still not crafting. Ash, if you need a little bit of a push of the old mojo, let us know what we can do to help. And Rosalind says, I've been trying to open at least 2 to 3 things a week, make something even if I'm not giving it away, and store by theme. That way, when it's time to give a card, I already have them made. That's a good idea. This also helps me weed out my duplicates. Some I give away, others I sell, depending on the item, but you have to open the package or they'll just keep piling up. That is sage advice. Thank you to Sandy, who says, I bought a split die to try. The 10 for 10 was a nice surprise this morning. Thank you, CC. And Monica says, I think that split die, the one with the moon, would go wonderfully for newborn babies. Yeah. I concur. Yes, Monica includes the poker. As you can hear, Craig is here for the next hour as well. And we're up for any more questions and requests. Anything anyone wants to know, we're always happy, aren't we?
Absolutely, yes. Anything, just fire them across to Ben. We're going to have a look at Craft Club in a minute. You guys will know that are in the Craft Club or register to get them. You also get the tuition videos with myself as well that I know will talk you around. But when we come back to me, we're going to have a play with some of the glitter.
Yes, we are. And we've actually got a brilliant deal. So the craft clubs, I know a lot of you will have seen when we had these on HSN and QVC. There were new launches to Crafters TV last week, and what we did actually is we bundled them up into a showstopper deal for you. Details on your screen. I'll rattle through these fairly quickly because they are very big, very comprehensive sets. But essentially, these craft clubs allow you to dip your toe in the water when it comes to a particular crafty discipline. And if you go for the showstopper, and this is what Debbie Fisher couldn't believe last week, you get them all for $47.98.
All of them?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't realise. No, I didn't realise it was all of them.
Oh, I see. Another one. For $47.98 or $47.98. You buy 2, get 1 free.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeet. 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 I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, and then when you buy the showstopper, you get your bonus buy, which allows you to buy an extra 1 of the 3 for half the price.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So this is your glitter paste techniques. With each one, you do get your panel that you're seeing here pre-punched to go into your folder if you've already got that. If you haven't, I do believe that is still available on the website for you. But this one, as you can see, is a 28-piece set. It brings you loads to be trying out with. You're going to get in this set an absolutely fantastic die. I just think that's such a cool heart die. You've got your layer, your matte and layer die, and then this die which gives you that sort of fractured heart, which I think is absolutely brilliant. You're going to get your geometric stencil in here as well, so that one is 7.5 by 7.5 in size. The glitters, of course, absolutely stunning. We'll look at all of this with Craig in just a second. You're also going to get in here your mandala stencil. That one is 5.5 by 5.5. You've got a border stencil in here as well. Really beautiful sort of regal design on that one. 3.5 by 7.5, the size of that stencil. And then you're also going to get within this set your embellishment stencils. So these are 3 by 3, but you can see you've got stars, you've got foliage, you've got hearts in there too. Then you've got your 7.5 by 7.5 floral stencil. Again, that's quite nice as a background stencil, but individual elements there that you can use just to sort of accent and embellish various projects. And then of course you get all of your glitters in there too, which are just absolutely stunning. You're going to get 4 pots of those 4 fab colours, 25 ml each, and then of course on top of that you're also going to get cardstock, 5 pieces of black cardstock, 5 pieces of white cardstock, all of your instructions too. And just to show you a few of the projects that you can make with this. If you like our craft kits that we've done previously, these are very similar to that in the fact that you get everything, that it comes in a lovely bag as well, which again is pre-punched, so you can literally just store that away straight into your folder. And it's just a great way, as I say, to not spend a huge amount of money, but to get all sorts of different crafts to try out. Now that's the first one. Do you want me to do them all now? Or do we want to have a look? Okay, we'll do them all. So that I'll go a little bit quicker. So that's your glitter, which is number 7 if you're counting. Number 8 is this one here. So number 8 is your texture techniques. Again, if I flip this one around, this one you're going to put into your folder again, pre-punched, a 52-piece set, this one, and there's loads within it. Once again, you've got iridescent glitter paste in here, you've got embossing folders, you've got snowflake stencils in here, stamps, all sorts. But look, what are you going to get? Ribbon. 3 lots of ribbon included, your satin ribbon, 3 mil width on that. You've also got your glitter paste in here, so that's that iridescent glitter paste in the centre. You've got your beautiful ink pad, so that one is your small sailor's wake. It's the little square size ink pad that you're going to get. And you've got your Oriole gilding flakes, a 20 mil tub of those beautiful gold gilding flakes. Then you've got tons of dies in here too. I really love this, and if you're getting ready for Christmas, of course you are, as we're getting ready to launch all of our Christmas goodies, this is lovely because you've got lots of Christmas trees, you've got the snowflakes, you've got the Christmas lamps in there, that Christmas sentiment, and then some really, really handy tags too. You've got lots of stamps in here as well, so snowflakes, you've got beautiful borders, textures, season's greetings, snowflake wishes. You've got your 2D embossing folder in here as well. That is a 4 by 6. Snowfall, yes, could be bubbles if you wanted to team that one up with things like your Enchanted Ocean collection. And then you've also got a 6 by 6 snowflake stencil within the set as well. And as always, comes with your coloured cardstock, 8 by 8, 10 pieces of that. It also comes with patterned vellum and patterned papers. These are just a few of the designs that you're going to be getting as far as your vellums and your papers are concerned. So that's number 8, which is your textured techniques. The last one, I can basically tell you what you're going to get. I can't show you too much because I ain't got the bag. But you saw this one in quite a lot of detail on whatever it was with Debbie last week. Oh, thank you. What's that doing over your side?
Don't know.
It's your glittering medallions. And once again, turn this up. This is a 68-piece set. I could probably just, because it's all, I haven't got it prepared. I'll show you what you can create, but you're going to get a mandala stamp in there. He's coming over now. No, I'll do it now. You're coming over. I'll do it now.
Just take it back then.
No. No. Ah! Genuinely scared me. Genuinely made me. Stop mucking about with you. We're trying to be professional.
That day's long gone.
Yeah. Here's all your glitters you're going to get. There's tons of glitters in here, and actually, there's loads more than that. You get about 20 of these different glitters. Look at all these you're going to get. 20 pots of glitter you're getting in all sorts of different colours. You're also going to get in this set stamps. You're going to get, yeah, I've mastered it now, Jamie, haven't I? You're getting mandala stamp in there. You've got a beautiful butterfly stamp in there as well. You're also going to get, there's a cutting guide included, cardstock, foam pads, and basically with this set, go back and watch Debbie's demos of this. What day was this, Jamie? Can you remind me last week? Was it Friday? I think it might have been, or Thursday. It was, yeah, what day did it launch, this? It was last week. Go back and watch it because Debbie did, I think it was in the masterclass, she popped one of these together for you so you can see exactly how easy it is to be able to create with these kits. You get all of them within the set for just £47.98, pounds or dollars, and if you then decide to go for that showstopper, it was Wednesday I'm being told, if you decide to go for the showstopper, you can add another bundle into your basket, another individual into your basket, and get that for half price. I've just about calmed down. Ash says, you two are so funny. Childish, that, wasn't it? That was childish. Janice says, I ordered yesterday, got 8 6x6 paper pads for £22. No idea what I saved. And great prices today, says Cindy on the Gemini accessories. I need a set of plates for my Gemini Junior and have the plates in my basket. Boom! Right, let's go back to Craig and have a play. So Craig is going to be having a look at number 7, aren't you, which is the glitter?
I am as well. Remember, as I said at the start as well, you've got the tuition videos with myself. So on the booklet, you do have your QR code. So just give that a zap with your camera app. Now, some of them, they'll maybe, like the glitter medallions, I do 2 demos. Some of them are 3, some of them are 4. So there's never any more than 4, but you always get a few tutorials with myself with every single craft club. So you know any past ones, and then if you're going to get any future ones, you've always got myself doing those tutorials.
How long were the tutorials?
They could range about up to about 15 minutes each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 15 minutes each. So yeah, they are there for you to then follow along with if you want. Right. And I do them, whichever one that I do. So if I just show you the booklet that you get with these ones. All the finished samples that you see in here are Nicole Bretherick has done. Absolutely incredible samples. So the steps that are written in here, depending on how many I do, Ben, so whether it's 2, whether it's 3, whether it's 4, I'll pick 2, 3 or 4 that Nicole's done. I'll replicate them and I'll follow along with her instructions as well. So therefore you've got the pictures, you've got the written, and then you've got the video as well. So if you want to use them all together, you can do. Maybe you're better with pictures, you're there. Maybe you're better with words, it's there. Maybe you're better with videos, they're there as well. So you've got that option. So let's go in with some white cardstock that I've got, 5.5 by 5.5. And we're going to go in with this stencil here. Good size stencil there. You've kind of got the symmetrical diamonds in there. Now I would recommend, I know it's sometimes harder for you guys stateside, but I would look to get a repositionable spray. I tend to only use these when it comes to glitter pastes. I don't tend to use them elsewhere. Yeah. So I'm just standing back just a little bit, and then on the back I'm just going to give it a few sharp, short, sharp bursts, just to let that go off, just let that go tacky for a bit, and it just means it's repositionable because you can pop it down, take it off, it's not going to affect your card, it's not going to tear your card, and then you're going to get a few uses out of that one spray on the back. The reason I do it just really with glitter paste is because of the water content. I sometimes find for myself the water, coloured water can then seep underneath, so that's why I tend to like to use the spray. If I'm using inks or that with stencils, you guys know I tend to just tape it down and create a hinge. But you can do it whichever way that you so wish. Now I'm going to go straight onto my glass mat. You can use your craft mat if you want to, but that's nice and secure. So let's go in. We'll do a little bit of a double ombre. Let's go in with rose pink, and we're going to go in with midnight purple here. Okay. So I'm going to go in, I'm just going to take a spatula. This could be an old gift card, something like that that you don't use. And then I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to start into this corner here, and then I'm just going to start to layer and pull down. Now don't worry about too much, because a lot of the excess we're going to scrape off, and it's going to go back into the tub. So let's keep going. I'm going to kind of go in at an angle as well, because we want to bring in that rose pink in a moment. and then we're going to add that in, and then let's scrape that excess off. That's all going to go back inside. Scrape that excess off. Get as much off as you can because you don't want to waste. So we're going to scrape that off. I'm going to put the tin lid back on, and then we're going to go in and just give that a good turn round to make it sealed and secure. Give it a clean, and then because we're going to do a little bit of a double ombre, what's going to happen is we're going to do a little bit of cross-contamination.
Okay.
So to avoid a lot of waste, what we're going to do is I'm going to start in this corner, Ben,
I see.
and then we're going to come up into this corner. I'm going to go as far as I can.
Great colour combos.
So they're both beautiful colours. You've got the 3 in total, you've got your blue as well as your silver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come as close as I can without contaminating. We're going to take all that excess off here, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. You might need to go back and add a little bit, but at least you're not going to waste a lot with double contamination. So this bit here, I'm going to need a little bit more. So I'm just going to go in, and then I'm going to start to essentially blend them in together here, like so. And then we can then work that in, give it a lovely, lovely blend in together. Start to then mix over.
Yeah.
We're going to close that. Now I do have a little bit of excess on there, but it's a double colour. So what I'm going to do is let's just scrape as much on. I know we've taken it off, but I don't want to waste that. So what we're going to do is we're going to scrape that on, get as much off as we can.
Yeah.
And then let's peel
This is
that
going to
off.
look awesome.
So let's go into here, and then I'm going to then just hold down.
Ooh, oh, that
Look
looks so good.
At that. How fab is that? So you can see you've got that blend together. But what we're going to do is, the reason I put that excess back on, we're going to use that in a minute, but let's take this excess, Ben, and this now is going, what I'm going to do here is going to be a little bit more rustic. We don't want it to be perfect. So just make sure we get as much off as we can here. And then I'm going to come along with some other cardstock. Let's just pop that one back on.
Yeah.
And then all that we're going to do is just get as much of that off as possible. And we're wanting to get that into the little corners, into the lines. As I say, it's not going to be perfect, but this could be a really nice rustic background.
Yeah.
You could let this dry and then go over with any of your water-based elements, which will create a resist effect. It's just about not wasting, not cross-contaminating your tubs, and not wasting. So let's just go in, scrape as much off as we can, peel that one off, and then we can then chop that down, and that could be a backdrop when it comes to any
really
of your
like that.
projects. It's quite funky, isn't it?
Yeah, it is funky.
Really quite funky. If you're used to all of our other glitter paste, please, it's exactly the same, top quality glitter paste. You want to try and clean that as soon after as you can. Let's then go in with another bit of white cardstock, and that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And let's go in with this mandala one, beautiful mandala one. Going to do the same again, just with my repositionable spray, short, sharp bursts. If you don't have a spray, don't worry, you can just use your low-tack tape and just edge all the way around. But obviously I explained why I do like to use a low-tack spray, repositionable spray with glitter pastes. I'm going to go in, and then I'm going to centralise that the best I can. We're going to press that down. And then I think this time, so I've got a couple already dried, but they'll look a little bit different to what I've done, because I've purposely done that to let you see different ways. So let's go in with, I still want to stick with, let's go in with the midnight purple. And then I'm going to take that off. And then this time, instead of doing like an ombre effect, we're just going to go direct into our stencil. So let's just pick this one up, and then we're going to go in, and then we're going to take all of that off, scrape it off. You can always add if you need to.
Yeah.
But you'll find it does go quite a long way, because you don't need it to be too thick. When we do our mesmerising glitter paste, you want them to be a little bit thicker because the components inside are thicker.
Yes.
Whereas our fine glitter pastes, you don't really want a thick layer. So let's scrape all of that off, and then what we're going to do is we're going to peel that one off. I mean, look at that.
That's so good.
How fab is that? And we might just be coming out very soon with our brand new pearls and gems and pickup tool that you might want to then add
yes.
all of them into place.
That was so good. Yes, because I saw that on the preview show.
Yeah.
So
you
good.
may just see it again later on this afternoon.
Oh yes, because we're counting down to
Christmas.
Christmas.
Can you imagine gems and pearls in the middle of that backdrop that you've got there?
Mate, that looks
well.
so, like it's jumping off the page, that.
It is, isn't it? And that's
squares.
just two of the glitter. So that, side by side. Now, I'm not going to use these ones because these are still wet, but look at that, how perfect are those? And that's what you can do with a craft club. You've got 5 different techniques that Nicole's done in the booklet.
Yeah.
You've got, I think I've done 3 of them, at least 3 of them, video-wise. And then let's just do this once again. Oh, let's just use that side here. There's very, very little, Ben, so you might find that you'll end up not using this, but it lets you see just how you can then make sure you've taken all that excess off. You know, it's maybe not worthwhile using it, but it lets you see, gives you a shot, and then of course you're using a way to clean all that excess off. Remember, just make sure you wash that straight away. We'll do that in the break. So this one here, I've done with purple. Now see this bit here that I've missed?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it because we're going to end up covering it up.
Oh, okay.
There's my dry one.
Yeah.
And I've just put a little few gems into the corner there. So, and that's a prime example. If you're going to do something, Ben, where you're going to overlay, you might not necessarily want to fill in because, of course, you're going to cover it. You might want to gut it with your paper trimmer once it's dried, and then there's another square panel you can use elsewhere.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's why I'm not bothered about the little bit that I've missed there. So let's go in. I'm just going to layer this onto our card, and then we've got our die cut sentiments that I'm going to layer up and pop into place.
And the great thing about this, and it's the same with all of these craft clubs, is that the final effect that Craig achieved there is so professional, isn't it? It's so stunning, but it's something that everybody can do. I think these sort of craft clubs and these kits are real levelers, particularly with stencils. I always say, like, stencils are such a brilliant bit of kit to have, aren't they? Particularly if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
Because you can create some, as you've just shown, some magnificent projects, backgrounds, focal points, and of course, you know, whilst this is sort of concentrating on glitter, you can obviously put all your inks through them as well, can't you? The stencils, yeah.
Absolutely. It's a similar way going back to Sheena's stamps, Ben.
Yeah.
You don't just have to use them with the magic ink pad. You can use them with all your other ink pads. And that's same with the stencils. You don't have to use them just with the glitter paste. Use your stencils for your shimmer sprays, your pigment, your water reactive, your duet, emboss with them with your embossing mat and the Gemini. You can still do all of that.
What a fabulous month, says Felicity. I've already bought 30 dies and I'm still looking. Says I bought quite a few for 2 little great-granddaughters as they got a mini each in May. Ah, great time to shop for the little ones, isn't it, I think. Ash says, that's absolutely beautiful. Love the glitter paste. And Linda's just saying these would be perfect as well for an art journal page.
Yeah.
And thank you to Cindy, who says CC's glitter paste is the best. Other companies cannot compare to the quality. It's a great review, yeah. And what I love about it as well, Craig, is the finish. Because how can I describe this? I've seen other glitter paste where you lay it down and then after a while it just all like sort of crumbles and flakes off the project. Ours lays and stays, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I have not, up until we brought ours out, I have not had any good experiences with glitter paste.
No.
So when I heard that we were bringing ours out, I was like,
oh no.
Okay, right, okay.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Let's be honest, I've not had good experiences. Let's see. Do you know something? And yes, I know you're going to be like, yeah, well, Craig, you work for the company and you're going to say that.
Craig, you work for the company, you've got to say that.
But honestly, had nothing but bad experience. And then when I come and played with ours, seen what it can go on, but as you said as well, but it doesn't crumble off.
No.
It doesn't flake off. And that was the issue I always had. Now, I could try other brands, and the finish would look lovely, but then it would crumble or it would then buckle, and that's where I had the bad experience. Not with these. These samples that we've had, they could be sitting around for months and months and months, and you know that they're still going to stay in place. They're not going to bend, they're not going to buckle, they're not going to crinkle or flake. You know that you're going to get that perfect result, that perfect look, no matter how many times that you use them.
Never can you have too many stencils, says Linda. And Ash says, I need more stencils. Ash, if you need more stencils, shop the show. There is a stencils collection for you, which is actually really good. We'll show you later on. They've got some beautiful background stencils on there, lots of different patterns, but also lots of sort of focal point stencils as well, with florals and foliage and all sorts. We'll get that out later for you. Cindy says, I always learn so many excellent tips from Craig and all the hosts. I have actually become more aware of not wasting product and making them last longer. Well, that's always good news. And here we go. Anne says, I only bought 10 things from the dollar sale, but I saved $80. Some of the items were originally as much as $9.99.
Wow.
So good to hear, isn't it?
Yesterday, Ben, we had our Word cut-in dies.
Word.
And you were getting them for £7. There was 3 in the set.
Yeah.
You were getting all 3 for £7, and each of them individually were $9.99. You know, there might still be some on the website. That's how crazy it was. Have a look on the website. But then there we go, layering up. So that backdrop that I'd already done, I'd done that in the one tone. However, in front of your eyes, what we've done is we've done a double ombre that you can see with that one there. I can let dry, and then I can be using that elsewhere.
Thank you, everybody. The comments still flying through. I cannot believe we've only got half an hour left on the show. It's absolutely flown over. Loads of lovely comments coming. Anything you want to ask in the final half hour, or anything particular that you want to see, feel free to keep those comments coming through. And also, I'm still really interested to know how many of you have shopped this sale and how much you have saved. How many items have you picked up? Listen, if you want to go for this showstopper, don't forget it's the 3-piece showstopper. So you get all 3 of those craft clubs that I've shown you. The textured effects, you've got your glitter paste and also your medallion. 7, 8 and 9 for £47.98 or dollars platinum. Works out that you are buying 2 and getting the third one for free. And then when you go for the showstopper, you can then pop into your basket 1 more of those individual craft clubs and get it for half price. So I think a great way for you to be able to stock up and, you know, expand your stash, but also see the comments coming through of people saying, oh, you know, I'm buying bits and pieces for the kids or the grandkids. Nice way for you to be able to craft with them, because you get the second one, individual one, for half the price with that showstopper. Let's give you a chance to check out, because it has been very, very busy. We are going to show you lots more when we come back, but do check out the website. Don't forget, summer sale, days of summer, 7 days of summer, is all about the Junior Today and Gemini accessories. So have a look at that, check out all the other deals, and we'll meet you back here in about 3 or 4 minutes time.
My day-to-day life is pretty busy in work. Literally, I get in the door, I check my polls, I then check what I've got to demo, I then get everything ready, and it's just busy, busy, busy from there. I have a meeting with the producer, the director, we get then sorted for the shows, talk to the presenter, and it depends what side I'm on. I mean, sometimes I'm doing the presenting side, sometimes I'm doing the demonstration side, and I love both. It's actually who I get to work with. I can't say no more than that, other than anybody that works here. We are a big family. We're so super friendly. I love Ben. I love it when we work together. And I don't mean that I don't love anyone else. It's the fact that Ben is the presenter and then I'm demonstrating, and we just have this great rapport. Same with Craig, same with Deb, same with the whole team. So yeah, the best part of the day is just getting to work with the best people in the industry. Oh, a night out. In the morning. Oh, done. I only drink water. Oh, well, I'm cutting out sugar, so it's got to be savoury. Masterclass. Oh, I can't leave the house without my lipstick. Oh, I love a baked potato. I relax, so I literally drive home normally and then I relax.
Come in, check my emails, then lay the shows out in the studio, set pack shots up. Then I will get new polls, pick shows, solve any problems that need solving. We deal with other teams where we receive marketing suites, we receive boards. We pick samples to send to Hobby Maker. We pick samples to send to QVC. We will take the previous shows out of the studios, set the new shows up. We do floor manage occasionally, not all the time, making sure that the craft expert presenters have everything at hand that they need. Anything that they haven't got during shows, we will run about and get the products for them. Think on a morning when it's really quiet, I can get more done when there's nobody else in the building. Night owl. Morning. Coffee on a morning, tea the rest of the day. Savoury. Normally lunchtime. Craft along. Mobile phone. Christina's chicken wrap. Barry White, you're my first, my last, my everything. Go home and make the tea.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, they're mucking about in the gallery. They're just still. Sorry, I was just being a bit childish. If you heard something, it wasn't what you thought you heard.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, anyway, let's move on. Now, I just want to show this, that this is an unbelievable deal on stencils. Ash says, I need more stencils. And Linda saying you can never have too many stencils. 60% you're saving here. And we've got a selection of stencils from all sorts of different collections. And actually, what's really nice about this is you've got loads of different patterns, loads of different designs, loads of different sizes of stencils as well. Rachel says, I heard nothing, but now I want to know. I was just being chat. Do you want me to do what I did?
Yes.
I'll do what I did. Johnny's gone, no, I don't do it. I won't do it. I was being childish. I made a funny noise. I was sat up there, and as I jumped down, I made a funny noise. There's no bosses out there. Do it. No, I'm not. I'm being professional. Now, within this collection, it is a 10-piece set, which is stencils, dies and stamps in here. Should be £76 or $96. What you are going to get is your contemporary trio stencils, which are these beautiful 3 designs. So you've got your zigzags, you've got your stars. And I really love that sort of sunrise effect that you've got in there as well. Also from that same collection, you have got this set here, which is again more sort of, it could be like reeds, could be waves. You've got your gingham and sort of your, it's like, what do you call it? Like a textured effect, like a Hessian sort of effect, that one. Also from that same set, you have got all of these beautiful designs. So you've got the mandalas in here, you've got sort of floral designs, you've got beautiful kind of like vintage foliage in there as well. Now, already looking pretty good for £24, $32, but we're then throwing into the mix your spots and dots. So these came with the original glitter paste that we did, didn't they? And within each set, you've got your large 8x8 background stencil, you get your border stencil in here, and then on top of that, you get your little icon or that focal point, and you get that in the spots and dots. This is insane value. You're also going to get this in your delightful butterflies as well. So really big kind of background stencil, border, and then that focal point, that icon. And then you're also going to get your love hearts. So already thinking, well, this is incredible. For £24 or $32, but we're not stopping there. No. You're going to get from the Spring Fairy collection this, this beautiful floral. Also from that set, you are going to be getting this beautiful sort of vine and foliage. Reminds me of Jack and the Beanstalk, that does. And also from that set, the Spring Fairy, you're going to get all of your mushrooms, all of your fungi. A couple of fungi here. And there's not mushroom left within this collection, is there, surely, for more stencils? But that's where you're wrong, because we're then also going to pop in this Olives and Leaves from the Mediterranean Dreams collection. That is a 7x7 beautiful stencil. You're also going to get, shut up in my ear, you missed me yesterday and you know it. You're also going to get from the Cosmic collection, the Starry, Starry Night. And if that wasn't enough, right, we've given you foliage, we've given you hearts, we've given you stars, we've given you flowers, we've given you mushrooms, we've given you textures, we've given you mandalas. What's missing? What's missing from the set? Gnomes. You're going to get, no, don't you gnome way me. You're going to get the Gnome Boy set. So this is stamps, this is dies and stencils. I mean, this is more of a stamp and die set than a stencil set, really, but we've just thrown this in for extra measure. So everything I'm giving you there is at £47 off pretty much, almost $57, £24 or $32 if you're a Platinum member. If, like Ash, you need more stencils, you're welcome. This is the one to snap up. You would be bonkers not to grab that. Wonderful warning for coffee on the deck and the CC team, says Sissy, and entertainment and inspiration. Well, if you want entertainment and inspiration, you've come to the right place. Yes, Johnny, ticking all the boxes today. Entertainment, education, and what was the other thing? There's 3 E's, isn't there? I can never remember the third one. Make sure you bring entertainment, yes, education, and...
Excitement, energy.
Oh, okay, these are good ones. Excitement, energy, enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. Excellence as well. We bring all of those E's, don't we? Right, guys?
Right. Yeet.
Yeah. Emilia Soroka says, I picked up 25 items for $29, which includes 20 dies, a saving of $156. Didn't worry about the shipping. It was too good to pass.
I did say this yesterday, but, you know, Sarah's in the den. She's meant to be a businesswoman. Who's this business heads? Has she done that? Oh!
What?
So she doesn't know about these deals.
Well, probably.
Right.
Hey?
That makes sense.
Whilst the cat's away.
The dragons will play.
Whilst the dragon's away.
The staff will play.
Staff will play. Anyway, that's the deal on the stencils. Here's the deal on the split space stamp and dies. We'll go back to these because we're very, very busy for these, and I think a lot is to do with the fact that A, it's a great price, but also I think you really enjoyed Craig's last demonstration. Really cool idea. The concept of, and you touched on this earlier on, I was going to mention it, but then I didn't mention it because I wasn't sure, but then you did say, Debbie Fisher.
Yes.
She came up with the idea of this, didn't she?
Originally, I believe Debbie's original idea was all stamps.
Okay.
And then this is where I say, you know, we go to Leanne, got product development, and then it goes into fruition as to where it started to where it ends up. And then obviously the team all decided what best. And I agree when it comes to stamps with the sentiment and the rest with the die. So that is how, just a very slight in glance as to how we can have ideas, and they may come out as the idea we have, or it might grow into something else.
My idea, by the way, is what I keep saying, like we should have a dad joke collection. I think that'd be a great collection. That would be a great set. Who'd buy a dad joke collection? Loads of people would.
Yeah.
Stamps and dies.
Yeah.
And then have like a What was it? I don't know. I haven't gone into that much thought yet, Johnny. I would obviously write the gags, you know, but would anyone like that? Johnny's just gone on my ear. Would anyone like that? I don't think he's...
We are starting to open up and do different things as of late, as you've noticed, so yeah.
Maybe I'll put it to the team then.
Yeah. I wonder if we could get in partnership with the WWE and do a wrestling collection.
A wrestling collection.
That'd be good.
That would be good. That would be good, wouldn't it?
What we could do is we could have a meeting with Liv Morgan, make sure she's there.
Right.
Run ideas. And
then she could come and help us?
She can come on live, yeah. I could show her how to use my foil press.
Crafting with Craig and Liv. Back in the real world, and you thought my dad joke collection was wacky. Dad joke or wrestling? 1 for dad jokes, 2 for wrestling. Johnny, he thinks an Egyptian collection would be good.
Actually, yeah.
Egyptian, yeah. 3 for Egyptian collection, 4 for beachside. I feel like we've done like beachy things in the past.
I want a New York collection.
New York would be good. Okay, 5 for New York collection. We'll put all these to Leanne, and the winner...
She's on Friday, isn't she, Leanne?
Is she?
Yeah, first show, and then I'm the last show.
Ah, you can tell I've been away. I've not looked at me rota this week. But you're on all the other shows, though, aren't you?
I was originally meant to be all day, so it's now Leanne for the first show, and then I'll be the later show. Friday Night Live!
Friday Night Live, yeah! Got a 10-minute stand-up this week, I think, expanding. 1 for dad jokes, 2 for wrestling, 3 for Egyptian, 4 for beach. Vote now.
5 for New York.
5 for New York. Go. Here we go. What are we doing now? Oh yes, split space stamp and dies. This is the one that Craig used earlier on, and it's a really cool idea. As you can see, 2 dies creating that split, and then you can make it as big or as small as you want it to be, and you can pop your sentiment in there. We give you stamp sentiments within the set. However, there is nothing to stop you, of course, from using different sentiments within your collection. I mean, if you wanted to, because you can make this as wild and as big as it wanted to be, you could pop a little verse in there if you wanted, pop it on the inside of your card, however you wanted to do it. But you've got the moon, you've got the stars. Love the fact that you've got the just a note, which is that beautiful floral note circle in there. You've also got butterflies in there as well. Best wishes and happy birthday. And then you have got, finally, the heart, which is just for you and with love. Unbelievable savings, says Nefertiti. Cindy says, I have a split space stamp and dies, but I've not used them yet. I'm inspired after watching this show. That's nice. If you have already got them and you're inspired, then again, we've done our job here. And Isabel says, I bought 20 dies yesterday, plus the 3D box dies and stencils, came to 166, and I only paid £24. I saved £142. Thing that is important is that all of them are dies I will use. And so what are you laughing about in my ear? Apparently Lisa went for number 3, which is Johnny's collection, and then retracted the 3 and probably went for 1 dad jokes. Deborah Butker says, I bought 42 dies and paid $28.54, saved $364. Sorry, I just looked over there. I went, saved $364, looked over there, and he wasn't there. I said, where's he gone? Where did you go then?
I just went to get my set of dice, so I started using them, yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, dear. He just went down. You pressed the button and went down, did you? To the craft vault?
I went looking for Liv Morgan.
You won't find her down there. Right. The split space stamp and dies, £36, $46.40. You've got about 10 minutes or so to come up with something.
I do indeed. Right, you. Let's go in with the love. Let's go in with the just for you with love. We're going to use a little bit of Raspberry Ripple from the Duet, and I thought because you've got the love, let's use the love hearts from the Stencils.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to use that. So let's take some white cardstock. Now I've cut it to 5 by 5. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to use some stencil tape or masking tape. You can use our low tack tape, but what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to de-tack our low tack tape off, you know, your trousers or your jumper or something like that. So I always just prefer to use my masking tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, so I'm going to move this up here just to make it a little bit easier for Jamie. And then what I'm going to do is, it's 5 inches. So I'm going to get that as central as I can. So the 2.5 inch mark, just using my glass mat to get it as close to the centre as possible. Let's bring that one back in here, and then I'm just going to now make sure, so I just need to then bring that one in to here, just even it up. I know it's pretty much within the centre now. So I'm just going to then press that down. Now, using the raspberry ripple, I'm going to use my blending tool. You can use the brush if you want to. But I'm just going to go in, and then I'm going to start to ink up. So I'm going to ink, obviously, onto the card, but obviously I'm using that masking tape as well, or stencil tape. And then what we can start to do is, just in no specific way, I just want to start to build up that colour when it comes to the backdrop. So we're just going to go in and add. I'm going to get it, you know, quite deep. I'm not worried about any little foam lines or anything like that. Just want to get some of that raspberry ripple when it comes to the actual white cardstock.
Yeah.
You could use a linen or a watercolour card to give you that little bit of texture. But what we are going to do is a light little bit of spritz. And even although this is our smooth cardstock, because we're just going to use a light little bit of water, it's still going to work. We're not saturating it, so you don't need to worry about that. So I'm just going to go in once again and just add that in a little bit heavier handed. So that's all that I'm going to do with that bit. And then before we go over with our love hearts, I'm just going to go in with my spritz, my little spritz bottle. We're going to spritz. I want to have some little puddles as well. So I'm just going to flick with my hand with the water. Now, the longer you leave that, the more it's going to start to evaporate. So we won't leave it too long, but let's just leave it long enough for it to start to pull that colour off. And then let's just take some of that excess. What I will also do as well, because we're going to add another little bit of detail with the love heart stencil.
Yeah.
Usually, if I wasn't going to add stencil detail, I would just carry on with my card the way that it is. But because I'm going to add the stencil detail, I'm just going to heat set it slightly, just for a moment or two, just so it's set. But if I lift that up, you can start to see the watermark effect that you've got. Leaving my stencil tape on for now. But let's go and we can add some heat. Now, if I was to ink, add my stencil detail, then spritz, the water would take some of that stencil detail away, which I don't want. I want my distressed background, and then I want the solid love hearts on the top. I don't want the water to take any of that detail away. So let's just finish that off, light little bit of heat, and that will be enough. So leaving the masking tape in place, and we're going to go in, and I'm going to use some of these smaller love hearts here. To make it even easier, let's take our little finger dauber, and still using the raspberry ripple.
Oh, you got it on your finger?
Yeah, got it on my finger. Usually, because I'm not going to be using it for long, it's not fully on, by the way, it's just the tip because it doesn't fit. So that's what we can do. In case anyone's wondering, well, why's Ben just said that?
Because he normally puts it on a mister.
Usually, I put it on my water spritz because it's a little bit taut for my finger. So I just put it on my water spritz bottle, and then it just gives me that extended arm to work with the finger dauber. And we're going to work our way through. I'm not doing it all, I'm just going to do it random, just so it's that distressed look, it's that uneven look. And then lift that up. You can start to see the love hearts there in the background. Don't want it overly powerful, I want it as it is, light and subtle. So now, what we can do, we can peel that off.
Ah, great.
And then we've got our clean strip. So before we do our die cutting, let's mat and layer these ones. So the card is a 5x5, or is it 6x6? What did I do? It is 6x6. So what I've already done, you can see I've got my mats and layers. Now, that's our black card, and that deep red card, both of which, Ben, are from the Glitter Medallions craft kit.
Yeah, okay.
So they're both from that craft kit because you get a big, big load of 8x8 card. So we're going to pop that one into here. And then let's take our love heart dies. So I'm going to take the love heart, and then I've got some black card. So let's cut both of these ones into the card. We're going to run that one through with the Gemini, and I'm going to use the full plates, Ben. I'm going to use base plate, we're going to use frosted, magnetic, and then the top plate.
Thank you, everyone. Votes coming in. Pat says, sorry, Craig, my kids are all grown, so no more wrestling themes for me. I have to go with Ben with the dad jokes. Cathy says, dad jokes, they would make excellent Father's Day cards.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey says, dad jokes for me. What's that, Jamie? The majority of people going for dad jokes. Ah, remember this. This is the heart, isn't it? That you can. Oh no, is this the one? No, it isn't. Shush, shush, Ben. Shush. Oh no, it is. It is. It's the bikini die, isn't it? When you turn it upside down.
Oh my gosh.
Loads of people made bikini cards. Look. So that, and then you put your, yeah. Put your pants
Oh my
underneath.
gosh.
Loads of people did it, and I said if you turn it upside down bikini, and then people made a little beachside card with a bikini on.
That is so smart.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go.
Yeah. Welcome.
It's quite lacy as well, isn't it? Right. So let's take, same this cardstock I've cut from the cardstock you get with the glitter medallions. So because we are running out a little bit of time, let's use our dotty tape runner. And you will not be surprised that we're going to do a drop shadow.
Of course.
So let's add that into there. If you've seen the demo earlier on with the tacky glue, what I was meaning with the dots is you can see that it's pretty much instant. You might have that tiny little bit of wiggle room if you don't press too hard, but other than that, it's pretty much instant. So let's go in, and then it's what I mean by not having the wiggle room. So let's go in to here. We're going to work that in, press that in, and then there is our love heart. Now, if I bring this back in, now what I really should have done, Ben, was stamp my sentiment before I mat and layered. But let's just go with it anyway. It's still going to be held in place. So let's just pop our discs down. And then we're going to go in with, let's do with love. So we're going to go in with love. And because I've got my black mat and layer, I'm going to do the with love in black. So let's pop that one in here. And as before, this with love, it's not being used. So let's take our transparent ink pad, our watermark ink pad. Just give that a nice coverage. Only need to do that once. Now I've done it once, don't need to do it again. Priming the card, taking any of the excess residue off the stamp, which can sometimes cause the bubble defect. Stamp that one on, and now we've got our with love right into the middle. And then let's move that, and then let's take our die cuts. Once we've gone over with our dots or your adhesive of choice, I'm going to come along, and then I'm going to pop that right along that stenciled line or masked line. Press that in, and then we're going to come along with the bottom part, add our dots on, work it round to get onto all the little bits, and then we can bring that one in. So we've got our raspberry ripple with that kind of faux bleach backdrop with some of the love hearts through the stencil.
Nice.
And then there we go, with love. You could add little die cut hearts or little gems or pearls to finish off. But a nice way just to bring in your inks, do a little bit of masking, a little bit of a drop shadow, and then you've got your with love card.
Lots of love for the card. Sorry about the pun. But yeah, it's just a great collection, isn't it? And to get all of those for that platinum price of just £36 or $46.40 is incredible. Remembering, if you do want to go for those individually, you can do that as well. Start of the show, of course, we were looking at the Watercolour Fusion stamps. Now, just to reiterate again here, you get all of the stamps that you're seeing on screen, plus you'll get the sentiments and that watercolour pad included too. So it's a really fantastic collection. Not many of these left though. If you do want to go for that set, you'll have to go fairly swiftly because a lot of people have bought them. If you've already got that shadow mark stamp to go with it, so much the better. But actually, if you're just looking for a wonderful set of floral stamps to be colouring, whether it is watercolour or whether you're using your alcohol markers, that is a fantastic set. It's a 10% saving today. And then on top of that, of course, you get your Club Inspired discount. So you are platinum price of £67.94. or £87.72. Alongside that, we have got your accessories as well. I think possibly, well, it is the biggest mister that we've done, 200ml fine spray mist bottle for all sorts of different applications. And also within that set, you get your watercolour, 48 watercolour palette. These really are absolutely stunning, beautiful colours you've got there across a whole range of different colours. And the great thing, of course, about this is, yes, you've got 48 colours within the tin. However, think about all of the different sort of gradients of colour that you've got within each of the 48, and then think about how many more colours you're going to be able to create when you start mixing those on the mixing palette, which is also included. Really groovy looking mixing palette, this actually. It's got like swirling compartments, which I suppose helps you mix your colours a little bit easier. But you've also got that alongside the 4 little compartments built into the tin, so plenty of opportunity to do all of your mixing. And then you've got your paint brushes as well. These, again, all hand chosen by Sheena. So it includes your round paintbrush sizes 0, 3, 5, 8 and 10. So you've got sort of thin right up to your thicker brushes as well within that set. It's £44 for that collection, or $52.80 if you're platinum. And then, of course, the Craft Club Showstopper collection that we touched on a little bit earlier on. It's Craft Club 7, 8 and 9 that you've got within that set. The glitter medallions, the textures collection, and then also your glitter and stencils. The price is bonkers, and it's caught both Craig and Debbie out over the last few days in the fact that, you know, genuinely they were like, oh, £47.98, that's a great price for a Craft Club. You get all 3 for that price. It works out that you're paying for 2 and you're getting the 3rd for absolutely nothing. And then when you do that, you then open up your bonus buy, which is popping one of those individual Craft Clubs again into your basket to get it for half price. So £47.98 is your price on that, whether you are in the UK or indeed the US. Lots of lovely comments coming in finally. Thank you, Lisa P. says, bikini, I can never unsee that. And Lenore says, oh, it's a bikini card. So funny. It's been a really great show, hasn't it? We've loved it. Thank you so much for all the questions and the comments. We are going to be back tonight live at 5. And if you want a heads up on what's coming, then that is the show that you need to be with us for. 5 o'clock tonight, that is midday Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And we have got, well, countdown to launch, but as you rightly said, Craig, it's pretty much, bar I think a couple of items, countdown to Christmas, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to be having a look at Myths and Legends that Leanne's going to be launching on Friday with Ben, but we're going to have a look at Touch of Sparkle, Let the Bells Ring. We're having a look at the new stamps, the Christmas dies. Do you know something? It's going to be absolutely jam-packed. It's not going to be demo-based, but we will be doing technique demos just to, you know, bam, 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 show you how you're going to use some of the actual collection. But it's going to be a great show to tune in. Get your list ready. We'll give you the dates of when it's launching, and you can get your shopping list done, ready.
I've just forgotten as well on that show, Christmas collections and a My Special Papers Christmas collection too. Oh yeah!
Oh
Plus,
yeah!
Oh yeah! If you tune in, your chance to win. Yeah. Basically, the more you comment, the more chance you've got of winning. So we'll see you back here at 5, won't we, for Countdown to Christmas. Until then,
toodles!